Good morning, students. Welcome to the virtual classroom. We are doing it as in chapter number 4, chemical kinetics. In it we have studied the differential rate equation and integrated rate equation for the zero and the first order. Today we will be doing it as the pseudo first order. Now, what is the meaning of pseudo? Pseudo means false. Pseudo means false or wrong. Certain reactions are there which are not of that particular order, but still they behave as if they are of that order of the reaction. Then we consider it as a pseudo first order reaction. Now particularly first order, we are taking it as an example. Pseudo order of the reaction can be of any order, right? But for our syllabus we have been given out one of the pseudo first order reaction. Like we studied it in our integrated equation only zero and first, right? Order of reaction can be many other. It can be fraction, it can be zero, it can be negative, any of it. But out of that we did it only two of them, zero and first order. Similarly, pseudo order of the reaction can be any of it, but we are going to study only one of it, and that is first order, right? Particularly an example. Which will help us to understand that what is actually we are having it. If we are taking it as an ester, I am taking any of the ester. In our textbook specifically ethyl acetate is given as an example. You can take it any ester, because esters are going to give us a similar type of reaction. Hydrolysis of the ester. This is the water is added to it. Now during this case, the reaction, what is going to happen? The compound is going to get converted into acid plus alcohol. Ester on hydrolysis, it produces acid plus alcohol. Now you can very easily say that this water has divided the component into two parts to produce acid and alcohol, right? Now it's a compulsory that the water has taken part in the reaction. Okay, so that means the concentration of the water is going to play an important role. But still, during writing the differential rate equation, when we are writing it as a rate equation, we know it that we write it of d of ester by dt. We don't indicate it as a water. The reason is the concentration of H2O in the reaction is very high. That its change during the reaction is neglected. During the reaction, whatever the change is there in the concentration of H2O, we are neglecting it. As a result, what happens? We get it as a differential rate equation as minus d of RCOO dash upon dt, which will be directly effective by the concentration of the reactant, and that will be only for the ester, and its x value is equals to 1, right? And that's the reason why we consider it as its order of reaction is 1. But in actual, water is there to take a part in the reaction. It will have some order of reaction, but it's been neglected. This water is there in the reaction, but its value is neglected, and that's the reason why it should be more than first, but still it is considered as a first order reaction. As a result, we consider it as a pseudo first order reaction, right? Hydrolysis of any given ester is always going to give us first order, pseudo first order. Hydrolysis of not only ester, hydrolysis of any given compound. Whenever you are going for the hydrolysis means water is going to be added, and water means we are not going to consider it right from the starting of the chapter we know it that we don't consider the water in the reaction because the change in its concentration is very less during the reaction, that is almost neglected. As a result, such reactions are known as pseudo first order reactions. Right? Okay. Now that was a small topic that I wanted to discuss it first of all, which will be completing your half of the chapter, particularly that we did it till now. Now we will be going through certain numericals which will help us to understand that what are the topics that we have covered, as well as this will help us for the chapter numericals. Okay. Now for that case, we will be taking it as in some of the numericals from some reference books, so that rest of the numericals which are there in your textbook you can at least copy it. You can do solved numericals, you can do it from your textbook. Unsolved, I am giving you in the format of the notes some of the numericals, that is an additional numericals, we are practicing it over here. Right? Okay, let's see the numerical. For the reaction, the reaction is given to us 2N2O5 changes to 2NO2 plus 4NO2 plus O2. The reaction is given to us. If the concentration of NO2, is increased by 3 into 10 raised to minus 3 mole per liter in 6 seconds, then what is the rate of the reaction? Now particularly for us, it is given to us that you want to calculate the rate of reaction. Now, rate of reaction, it's given out as, for the reaction it will be written as rate of reaction, that is equals to minus 1 by 2 d of N2O5 by dt, that is equals to 1 by 4 d of NO2 by dt, that is equals to d of O2 by dt. Now this is given out as a negative because it's a reactant. These two factors are given out as in positive terms because they are the products. Now it's told to us that the time taken for increasing the concentration. So what we are going to get it is rate of reaction. We will be having it as 1 by 4 d of NO2 by dt. The reason is it's given to us with respect to NO2, right? And what is it given to us? It's given to us as the concentration is increased by 3 into 10 raised to minus 3 within 6 seconds, right? So what is the answer? That is given out as mole per liter second inverse, or we'll write it as mole liter inverse second inverse. Whatever the answer, make the simplicity, you will be getting it as 3 2s are, so you will be getting it, the answer is 1 by 8 into 10 raised to minus 3, right? So that is the rate of the reaction, a simple sum, right? If it is given to us to calculate the rate of the reaction, right? Okay, let's take it as the another numerical. Now this numerical, it's going to be very very important for you. The reason is, in the examination at least something is been based on this, is always been asked. This to calculate the numerical is much easier. Only the thing is, the steps has to be recalled, or the step has to be properly managed. Right? Now the question is given to us. The kinetic data of or a reaction. Reaction is given to us 2A plus B2. It gets converted into 2AB. Reaction is given to us. The data is given to us. Experiment. Then it's given to us E mole per liter, B mole per liter, and the last column is given to us as initial rate of reaction, that is given to us in the terms of mole liter inverse second inverse. Now for the first experiment, it's given to us that if the concentration is taken as 0.50, B, it is also taken it as 0.50, 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 4. Right? The second one, 0.50, 1, 3.2 into 10 raised to minus 4. Again, for the third experiment, 1, 1, we get it as 3.2 into 10 raised to minus 4. For this given data, you have been asked, write the rate law and calculate the order of reaction. Write the rate law and calculate order of reaction. Okay, now from this, the two factors that we want to do it, I want to calculate the rate law and the order of reaction. Order of reaction with respect to A and B, I will have to calculate separately so that we can calculate the net order of reaction. So for this experiment, the first step, rate law, it's written as, for the first one, it's a first common rate law. Rate law, we will be writing it as rate is equals to K, A raised to X, B raised to Y. Right? Now, this is given to us 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 4, that is equals to K. A concentration is taken as 0.5, B concentration is 0.5. This is our first equation. 3.2 into 10 raised to minus 4, that is equals to K. 0.5 raised to X, 1 raised to Y. This is your second rate law. 3.2 into 10 raised to minus 4, that is equals to K. 0.1 raised to X, 1 raised to X, 1 raised to Y. This is our third equation. Now, these are the rate laws that we got it. This is the first very important factor to do it. Once we get this rate law, we can calculate the order of reaction. Now, for this order of reaction, we are having it as an X and Y to be calculated. Now, from this reaction, can we say that the first and the second reaction, the X factor is common. So, if I eliminate it, I can get the value of Y. So, for that case, dividing equation 2 by 1. So we will be getting it as 3.2 into 10 raised to minus 4 upon 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 4, that will be equals to k 0.5 raised to x 1 raised to y upon k 0.5 raised to x 0.5 raised to y. Now, same to this, we can say that k can be cancelled out, this term is cancelled out, here decimal is removed, so we will be getting it as 2 raised to y, so 2 raised to y. Here this is cancelled out, this is 2, so 2 raised to y, so y, can I write it as y is equals to 1. So with respect to y, that means with respect to B, the order of reaction is first order reaction, right? Similarly, let's do it for the another question. X, I want to do it for, calculate it for x also. For the x, what we will do it is, here can I say that this term are common, so dividing equation 3 by 2, we will be getting it as 3.2 into 10 raised to minus 4 upon 3.2 into 10 raised to minus 4, that is equals to k 1.0 raised to x 1.0 raised to y upon k 0.5 raised to x 1.0 raised to y. Now again k is cancelled out, this term is cancelled out. If I remove the decimal, I am going to get it over here too. So this is 2 raised to x, right? But here we are getting it as 1. Any number raised to 0 is 1, we know it, and therefore can I write it as x is equals to 0. So we got it as x is equals to 0, y is equals to 1. So net order of reaction is 0 plus 1, that is equals to first order reaction. So given reaction that we were having it, we will be having it as an of first order. Now for this, again make it sure that whenever you have been asked to write the rate law, this is the method to write the rate law. You have to indicate it first of all of them, whatever the number of experiments are given to us, and from them we, by the elimination, we can calculate the order of reaction, right? Okay, let's take it as an now the another reaction. See, I am going to do it as a different type of 1-1 reaction or 1-1 numerical, right? You can make it as a practice for such numericals by using some other reference books, right? Okay, now particularly in this question, I am not going to do it as a numerical. It's going to help me to predict the order of reaction from the given question, or without doing any kind of a calculation, only through the units. Or if I am knowing the order of reaction, what will be the unit of the rate constant. So particularly here, identify the order of reaction. Identify the order of reaction for given rate constants. Now it's given to me, the first one that is given to me, k is equals to 3.1 into 10 raised to minus 4 second inverse, and it's told to me, k is given to me, and it's told to me that calculate the order of reaction. Now remember, rate constant, that is equals to rate upon concentration of the reactant raised to x. That was the common term that we have written it, or this we wrote it as rate is equals to K, reactant raised to X. So this is K, right? Okay, rate, we measure it as mole, liter inverse, second inverse. Concentration of the reactant, we measure it as mole per liter. So if we substitute the values in the given equation, what we are going to get it as? K is equals to, that is rate constant, that is equals to mole liter inverse second inverse upon mole liter inverse raised to X, or whatever is the order of reaction, right? Now substituting it, we will be getting it as mole liter inverse 1 minus X second inverse. That is the common order for all. This is the common for all of them. So substituting it, we will be getting the answer for the order of reaction. So now we know it as common unit for rate constant, that is mole per liter raised to 1 minus n second inverse. Now it's given to me, here it's a second inverse. That means we are having it as n for this as mole per liter raised to 0, so that it becomes 1, right? Now if mole per liter raised to 0 and the common unit is 1 minus n, that is equals to 0. So 1 we will be getting it as n. Therefore order of reaction is first order. Okay, let's take it another one. The second one is given to us. K is equals to 4.2 into 10 raised to minus 5 liter mole inverse second inverse. Now can I write this unit as mole or liter raised to minus 1 second inverse, right? In place of liter per mole inverse, I have written it as mole per liter raised to minus 1, right? Now what does it shows? With the common unit, if I compare it, I am going to get it as 1 minus n, that is equals to minus 1. So take this term on the other side over here. So 1 plus 1, that is equals to n. Therefore n is equals to 2. Thus reaction is of second order, right? So like that, any of it, it's given to me, we can calculate it. Okay, now vice versa of it. Suppose in place of rate constant, you have been asked to calculate the order of reaction. Calculate the order of reaction from the given data. Or from the given order of reaction, calculate the rate constant. If order of reaction is 1.5, what is the unit of rate constant? This time I am changing the question. It's told to me, I don't want to identify the order of reaction, right? We want to calculate the order of reaction is 1.5. What is the unit of the rate constant? So what to do it? It's told to me here, rate constant has an unit of mole per liter raised to 1 minus n second inverse. N is given to me 1.5. So that means, therefore, rate constant will be mole per liter raised to 1 minus 1.5 second inverse. So this one will become as mole per liter raised to 0.5 secant inverse with minus sign, so that means we get it as 1 by 2 mole raised to 1 by 2 secant inverse as a rate order unit of the rate constant, right? Okay, it's enough for today. At least we'll do it some of the numericals in our next lecture. Still we want to do it many of the numericals to be revision practiced, but because the lecture is becoming longer, we'll do it into our next session about numericals, right? Thank you.